The warmer weather is finally here, and so is one of the hazards that we have to deal with, and that is the ticks. Here to tell us all about it is our good friend Kent Jackson. You know him from our media partner, the Hazleton Standard Speaker, where he is a reporter and outdoor man as well. And he is also the host of Outdoor Exploring right here on SSPTV. Kent, you're outdoors a lot. How serious of a problem are ticks?
Well, it's something that I've become accustomed to looking for every time I go outside now, whereas 5 or 10 years ago, I never thought about them at all. I was more worried about mosquitoes, but ticks are the #1 pest for me now, I think.
And they're serious because they carry disease.
Right. The Lyme disease especially is something that if you get and you don't realize you have it, it can years later develop life-altering symptoms that you don't want any part of.
So how has your routine changed? What do you do differently now when you go out so you can avoid them?
If I'm going on a bicycle ride in the woods, for example, usually with a group of friends, somebody remembers to bring insect repellent, and that's a good help. Insect spray with DEET in it, D-E-E-T, does help ward off ticks, so that's the first thing. And then when I'm done, I remember to just look myself over before taking a shower or whatever to see if there's a tick that stuck somewhere that I wasn't expecting.
Have you ever actually had a problem of a tick on you?
I've had 2 of them. The last time was 4 years ago, and I went to change a tire, and I was on a trail in Mountaintop, the regular rail trail there. Had no problems on the trail, but as soon as I moved to the side of the trail where there was some higher brush and grass, a tick jumped right on me while I was changing the tire. I quickly brushed it off, and that's no problem. When you get rid of a tick quickly, they won't bother you. Ticks have to be attached for 12 or even some people say 24 hours before they're going to start injecting their disease-causing organisms into you.
It's a concern, and we don't even have to be out on a trail to have that concern because they're carried by the deer as well, and my backyard is full of deer, so they're in my backyard, and my dog had one on her as well.
Sure. I'd tell people anytime you're outside now, in your garden, in your yard, at the city park, don't be surprised if there are ticks there. We have them in every county in Pennsylvania, and Pennsylvania is a state where year by year there are more incidents of Lyme disease than any other in the nation.
So what advice, you did say about using the spray. Any other tips for people so they can avoid them?
One of the fallbacks that people recommend are wearing light-colored clothes. That way the tick shows up better, and you can more easily remove it. Ticks can be very small, like a pencil point to the size of a pencil, half of a pencil eraser maybe. So to look at them and distinguish them from a mole or hair on my arm or something is not always easy. So that's one thing you can do.
Well, it is a worry. We all have to pay attention, I guess. If we think we have something and we think we're concerned, I guess best advice, go to see the doctor.
Right. After you get a tick bite, some people, maybe 40 or 50% of them, will develop that bullseye rash, which is red on the outside but white in the center, skin colored in the center, and that's a good indication right there. But if you get flu-like symptoms even without that kind of rash, and you know you've been exposed to a tick or been somewhere where ticks were likely to have been present, it's a good idea to talk to your doctor. They can do a blood test to see if you have Lyme disease, and then with early detection, a course of antibiotics is probably all you'll need to set yourself right.
And it's good advice for humans and for the pets, because like I said, my dog did test positive for Lyme disease. She did have a tick, and we had to put her on antibiotics as well. So we want to keep everybody safe, so be aware of the situation and just take the proper precautions so that you can stay safe.